Boys and girls of YouTube. Today we're talking about something funny. We're talking about the Lolcow podcast. Now, if you don't know what this podcast is, it's a podcast starring Wings of Redemption, Boogie2988, and a guy named Tommy C. Now, originally it was supposed to have DSP Gaming in it, but it does not anymore because that loser can't stop making his positive content to go and make a podcast with these two other Lolcows because I'm not a Lolcow. It's ridiculous, but the podcast is incredibly entertaining. Now, check out this clip right here.
And you know what I did in that bed right there last night? The one behind me, you see what I'm pointing at, Tom? Guess what I did last night?
Slept.
What do you do?
Your boy got laid. So, I'm in a good mood. I'm in a new city.
What does getting laid look like for Boogie?
Yeah, it's mostly laying there and letting it happen. That's mostly that.
Like, have you ever like went into did it doggy style? Like, do you have the endurance for that?
Yeah, after the surgery, yes, that's something I can do now.
No. Like right now, after you've already put all the weight back on.
No, I mean like right now. Yeah, right now at 400, I can pull that off. Yeah, it ain't great, but I'm mostly lazy.
You ever catch a little calf cramp like in the middle?
Oh God, yeah, like in the middle, like 30 seconds in, yeah.
30 seconds? You last 30 seconds? Holy shit!
I'm lucky.
Are we really going to talk about the sex lives of the two of the most famous Lolcows of all time? And
Hell yeah!
I mean, you've seen my girlfriend, right?
Now, as you know, this isn't my normal content as I usually do, but I just thought this was so hilarious, and this podcast has slowly became one of my favorite things and most look forward to things every single week. The energy that gives off, the fact that Wings of Redemption and Boogie2988 can't just make it a woe is me fest, because the third guy, Tommy C, who's been a drama YouTuber for years, I think he started in hockey or something, but he's been doing drama for a long time. Him and Keemstar have gone back and forth, and now they're friends. It's just, he's been around, but he knows when to call them on their BS, and I like that. You got somebody who's a little divisive, who brings a high energy to the podcast. You have the other two guys playing off of each other really well. It just overall is an incredibly great trio. Now, the reason I bring this up and the reason I make this video isn't just because I love the show and the fact that they're going from Lolcows to actually being relevant and actually having like a groundbreakingly entertaining thing brought to YouTube. It's the fact that if this show would have contained Philip Burnell, our DSP, this shit would have been so boring, because they wouldn't talk about any of their dramas. It would have just been, oh, we're making positive content. It would have been just this garbage cesspit of a whiny 3-hour-long snore fest. And I know they want to get DSP on the podcast, and I think it would be fantastic, but I know that DSP couldn't handle any of the energy. He can't handle any criticism, whatever it may be coming toward him. He just can't handle it. He's been that way since the beginning of time. He literally still caps about the fact that he is like one of the America's best Street Fighter 2 console players, which nobody played. Everybody dipped out. Nobody cared about it. The shit was lame. It was a waste of time then. It was a waste of time now. He's always kind of been a waste of time. His relevancy has just been kind of this guy. He makes funny jokes. For example, he has a clip. If you want to look it up, look up DSP not Dark Souls, DSP Dead Space. It's Dead Space. And he goes through Dead Space as if he's the last Nazi fighting off all the Jews or something during the Holocaust. It's messed up. I wouldn't do it on stream because I know that I couldn't get away with it, but it's funny. It is a funny clip. It's a funny ass clip. And if you don't see the humor in it, you're honestly an idiot. And DSP's whole thing was he would do some slightly edgy content, and now he apologizes for it. He's like, I'm not that guy. I just do positive content. And he's a snorefest now. And then when he does have an out of pocket video that's actually funny and actually entertaining, he backpedals it as, oh, I'm just trying to bring positivity in the world. I shouldn't have said something like that. Bro, fucking own your shit, dude. Because you look at Boogie and Wings right now on this podcast, having their all their bullshit put out on display for everybody to see, and they're making fun of it and making jokes about it. That makes me forget about all their drama, to be honest. And I hate Boogie2988. I think he is a slob. I think he is manipulative. manipulative, and he's a sucker for always trying to be the virtue signaling loser. He's just never been one of my favorite people. Like Wings, I had like a soft spot for him because I feel like he got the raw end of the deal. Even though he dug his own grave, he used to be somebody, and the cancel culture bullshit kind of came after him. You know what I mean? But Boogie kind of brought everything on himself because Boogie was a piece of shit. But I am willing to overlook that because of how entertaining this podcast is, because how they all keep each other in these checks and balances. And the fact that there was a point in time where DSP was going to try to take this podcast out from underneath. Right now, Keemstar's the one who's producing the whole thing, right? And DSP was going to take this out from underneath Keemstar and do it without him because Keemstar only brings negativity, and I'm all about positivity. No, you're not, dude. You're a fucking loser who spends all your money on what is it, WWE Superstars? It's a fucking gotcha game, mobile game. Who cares, dude? Your life's a fucking shit fest. And it pisses me off. People like DSP piss me off so much because they take what they have and they squander it. I mean, I look at Wings and Boogie right now, and it's like they're at that point where they realize they had these platforms and had every opportunity to do great in the past and squandered it. And they know they squandered it. And every opportunity has been handed to them, they've squandered. But when they took that fight and fought each other in the ring, and everything since then has been bringing themselves back to relevance so that they can make money on the platform again, because they realize they have obtained these audiences that they need to cultivate again and to make the money they need to make to bring themselves back in the spotlight. And people like DSP don't understand, so he's just gonna like sit there and beg on stream every goddamn day for money after he's worked years. Like, I'm a new YouTuber. I'm relatively new to the game. I have like 278 subscribers or some shit like that. And to what I would kill for to have as many subscribers as somebody like DSP, and the amount of content I would make, and how I would try to make it engaging, and how I'd want to be there. The dude acts like just streaming every day is good enough to matter. I put in like a lot of effort into editing my videos. It might not look like him, but I don't have a lot of capabilities to do the editing yet. I'm doing all my editing on CapCut. It's a TikTok editing app. But I try my best, you know. I go out and I find clips, I download gameplay. I right now I'm living like in a place with terrible internet while I'm saving up to get a house, and I'm dealing with the terrible internet on my phone, and sometimes I have to drive an hour just to download clips. Not an hour, it's like 30 minutes. I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but I'm putting in this work, and then I see somebody like DSP who sits there and plays games terribly and tells people how he's actually playing it good, and it's the game's fault that he's bad. Bro, I hate that shit. And then I look at how successful this podcast is, and every time I watch it, I just think about how DSP would have ruined this shit so hard. That's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. I just wanted to kind of give my breakdown on how I really love the Lolcow podcast. I think Lolcow Live is a insanely genius podcast. I'm having such a fun time enjoying it, and somebody like DSP would have ruined it. Catch you guys later. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think DSP would have ruined it? Because I sure do. Like, subscribe, dislike. I don't give a shit. Leave me an angry comment. I want to hear some like spiteful shit. Catch you later.